Beat a nigga ass Dragon Ball Z. Beat a nigga ass Dragon Ball Z. Slam the door, open up. Pull full, all up in my double cup. Crazy. Honestly, you said things better than me. I think Scary Bar's better than Jump Grounds.
Mark, relax. Don't have a heart attack. Then why Europeans come up? I'm sorry. Bring out the Sedonis. I dare you. I dare you. I dare you to ask for a lot of Sedonis. Then they're gonna be like, hey, so much want to put this. You know, good. So with the Clippers, the best player on that team. No, hold on. Don't stop it to lie. Why is that interesting? Who do you think is their best player? I think the best player is Jimmy Clark. Oh, that's not the best player. Yeah. But 9 games. Hey, chill. Check your back seat. Clark's on fire. See, the difference is that I'll get this. I'll get out. I'm not going to But okay, so I don't think that. So I bet I don't think he's better than him. So Minnesota's over. Oh wait, no. So is he? How about Minnesota? Yeah, Willie Trainer.
Don't get up, because it looks like you're having both. So carry on, because when you sell your car to Clutch, we do all the heavy lifting. Get a firm cash offer in seconds. And just choose a time for us to pick up your car. And you get paid on the spot. Done. Sell your car at 100%. That's Clutch.
This is a nice setup down here. Oh, thanks. Nice.
Get my food.
AI-powered customer experience. And yes, we have an incredible AI platform.
Beat a nigga ass Dragon Ball Z. Beat a nigga ass Dragon Ball Z.
We tested it. We're paid this way.
Just been transferred from. No, Rudy Gobert is not better. That's the question. He's engaged. How about a Golden State team? The best player on that team? No. Jimmy Butler?
Defense.
Jimmy Butler?
Jimmy, no.
So defense is Steph just doesn't matter.
Okay. I know you think you're cooking on this defense thing. But you gotta give me generational offense to make up for defense. Also,
You think what Steph provided? You think what Steph provided this year was generational?
hold on, Mars. First of all, you the gap here in basketball.
Educated.
Okay. Everything in basketball is on business gaps, right? So the purpose of any
Right. I don't know if that's right.
okay, it is.
Well, okay.
The way
I'll agree with you for the sake of
the way we watch Indiana succeed in the playoffs came down to throwing the ball very, very quickly and exploiting holes and i.e. gaps in the other team's defense. The way we watch OKC succeed is largely by plugging up those gaps on defense. That's gap theory. So when you have very, very talented bullet like fast players or jump shooters like Steph Curry or a powerful, downhill threat like Ja, it destroys gaps. That's how I view it. So for me, J-Dub is perfect for the gap in basketball. He is the epitome of switchable defense, right? He's versatile as hell. And when I look at your calling out Nikola Jokic or Luka Doncic as bad defenders, they're still huge human beings who have a remarkable
Steph
ability to do stuff on defense. Okay, hold on. Steph Curry tries on defense. You are not.
So does Jalen Brunson.
Bro, no. You are not comparing Steph Curry to Jalen Brunson in terms of defensive tactics. You can't. And also,
you said Steph tries. I'm saying Jalen Brunson.
okay, well, Steph is clearly better. Or he's ahead of defense, or whatever. Okay, so you asked me, he's the best player in New York. I said, well, he's the best player in New York. You're not going to be the best player in Golden State because Steph is that much better than Jada. It's like you telling me 8 months ago he was washed. You might be over the hill. You might be regretting.
Steph being washed is so better than Jada.
Yeah, I know that. I said Steph is better.
It's blowing.
Is that something that's going to...
How is Donovan Mitchell better when Jalen Brunson is worse?
Because Donovan Mitchell plays defense, bro.
Define base defense.
Okay, I will give you my scale on defense. There are players that can participate in really good defenses, like, I don't know, Paolo Banchero. Not a big defender, he can participate. He does stuff. He can box out. He can hit. He can plug up gaps because he's huge. He's a huge human being. Size matters when it comes to defense and basketball, especially when you got to plug up gaps. Luka, Domantas Sabonis, Alperen Sengun, none of these guys are great defenders. Shaq, not a great defender in space, but he can play a role. He can play a great role on defense. My view on this is Trae Young, Anthony Simons. I'm saying about maybe not Jalen Brunson to that level, but he's pretty close. There are certain players that cannot participate in defense. They're so woefully small and bad that you are always playing 4 on 5 on that end. That I would say I don't think those teams will win.
So if Jalen Brunson was on the Magic, they couldn't have a good defense, in your opinion.
Jalen Brunson can participate. I just don't think he gives you enough on offense to make up for it the way he does not give you Luka offense. Joe, you don't have to feign shot. Luka is better than Jalen Brunson.
You just said 8 seconds ago that Jalen Brunson can't participate. Then I give you a team, and then you said he could participate. Okay, I disagree. I've watched Jalen Brunson be on a team that was still
Playing 4 on 5.
But you said participate on a good defense. That's what you said. You know what I'm saying? I've watched Jalen Brunson be on a team that was good on defense a few years ago. I watched that happen.
I watched RJ Barrett be good on good defense. It doesn't mean he's a good defender. I'm saying that there are certain guys who are fixed defenders. I'm saying Trae Young pretty much cannot participate in a functional defense. He is awful. You have
I'm asking about Jalen Brunson.
Well, you know the Knicks last season, not this season in the past, but he had the balls and everybody got him. That was the top 10 defense. So we played. I want to make sure we played. That was the top 10 defense.
Jalen Brunson was playing heavy minutes in 2022, and Dallas were like a top 5 defense. Jalen Brunson last year was playing maybe some of the most minutes in the league, and this is a team that was dealing with a lot of injuries. They were top 10 defense. Jalen Brunson has been on good defense. Jalen Brunson has been on. So what point are you making that Jalen Brunson can't be a part of good defenses when he factually has been?
Already said that you can participate in good defense, it's just not positive. understand? I
Woo!
Are you experiencing pain from your e-commerce platform? Use Scale for long lasting e-commerce pain relief. And before you ask, Scale is a metaphor for scale. E-commerce platform built for painless enterprise B2C.
Thanks, Gail.
I did not know.
That's fine. But then we get to the point of either you're understating how much better Jalen Brunson is offensively, or the defensive point is not making sense to you. One or the other.
The point is, I value offense more than defense, for sure. But there is a certain level that you hit defensively, for me, it's like a cutoff, say 15th percentile. Like, if you're 15th percentile defender for your position, I literally can't reach you. I just can't. I just can't.
What percentile is that?
20th, 25th, something like that. He's above the watermark, bro. We're not drowning with him.
And so the point I want to bring into this, and we spoke about this earlier. So you got, let's say the league just did a draft, for instance. You got Jalen Brunson on the board, and you got J-Dub. I would probably say 70% of GMs are going to take Jalen Brunson. Because the Chills point, we can build with them or around them, however you want to do it. You can build that competent defense like the Mavs did, like the Knicks did. It's going so big. People are going to draft J-Dub for a season. I'm not talking about for the future, for a season. Let's say you're playing fantasy basketball, and Jalen Brunson's on the board, J-Dub's on the board. You mean to tell me with the first pick, teams are going to pick J-Dub over Brunson?
Yep.
What percentile is Jokic and Luka defensively for that position?
Jokic, I would say 65th to 70th percentile.
Hell no.
Luka, probably
70th percentile?
Hell no.
Yeah. I said 65th to 70th percentile first position. Absolutely.
But, hold on, Ron.
Swiper would be so proud of me. That's great.
I don't even know if Swiper would agree.
Oh, he definitely would.
I hope
He said
It's the first time y'all make me this swiper up here. Shit.
it's 75%.
No, that's Jokic. What percentile is Luka?
40, 40, 40, 50, something like that.
Among point guards, you think
No.
Luka's in the 40th percentile? It's like you said, relative to position.
That's fair. So he plays point guard now. Okay, I view him more as a small forward personally.
Even then,
I think that gets worse for him. But
yeah.
way worse. Like, wait, I need to
The
point
lowest-
guards on the trade young, bring it down the
The
average.
lowest I can go on Luka is like 35th percentile. That's the lowest. He's not 20th percentile.
And Jalen Brunson's what percentile?
I would say 15 to 20, something like that range.
And Jokic is 65th to 70th.
Yep.
And Luka's 35th to 40th.
Yep.
So Luka's a better defender than Jalen Brunson.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Substantially better, by the way. Because 20% and 35% are close. So clear.
Percentile.
Yeah, well, that explains why there's such a large disagreement between how I view Jalen Brunson and how
So
Hold on. Now talk about J-Dub. What percentile is he? 99th percentile? Probably.
For sure, yeah. Like
95th
plus. We'll say 95th plus. 95th.
It really does depend on how much you value versatility and defense. Because if you value versatility,
okay,
where I value versatility,
let's be clear about one thing. When Coach Dagon had J-Dub running the ball with that small ball line, he was running that against other small ball lines. That's what that was going on. It's not making it look like he's out there covering choking. That wasn't going on. No. He's not getting into the spot. That wasn't going on.
he has such a
He
guard.
guards the he dealt with Draymond, by the way. That's what he was doing.
Okay, Draymond big dude. Okay, first of all, like these shots.
So I'm
Okay.
okay.
They're not a lot of wings.
Draymond's
6'5" size. But you got a 7'1" wingspan. My point is, they also fixed the defensive rebounds, and they flipped it. Okay, they faced the Clippers. Let's not forget that. That's a 7-footer. Okay, that's a 7-footer who scores very well in the paint, and he did not have a great game.
Is he better than Jalen?
Who? No. What?
Yo, let's get to the next team.
Is Zubair better than Jay Tom? I've never done that.
They're close.
What percentile defensively is Jay Tom?
30th, 25th, 30th,
Percentile is what percentile is Zubair?
98th percentile. How close to offense matters more than defense, right?
I agree.
Okay, but and if
Jalen
you
Brunson.
and I value creation. Okay, well, here's the thing. I also value positional size.
Sky scan and puts a smile on my face. All the best.
Yeah, I think same bullshit.
Okay, this one AI side builder you need to meet. This is dope tech from Wix. Now this overflow is a comp.
Positional size. Yes, I value positional size.
I value it in terms of like if you actually do something.
Well,
Just being big to be big doesn't do.
Well, being big on the basketball court actually does help you a lot, Mars. It helps you. It helps you in terms of angles.
Yeah, if you do things with it.
Well, so just we're not talking about DeAndre Ayton. We're talking about big for your size as a playmaker. It helps that Paolo can pass the ball at 6'10". That's what makes him special. If he was 6'2", he wouldn't be a first overall pick. So you can't just forget that. Jalen Brunson has disadvantages on the basketball court. There are certain things that he cannot do, offensively and defensively, and you're going to get schemed. Look, here's a question for you, Mars. You value that? Speed? Of course I value speed. That's a huge way to look. I talk about gap theory, right? The other day on our channel we were discussing how to get space. The way people think you're supposed to get space is 5 out or 4 out 1 in. That's not the only way you can get space. You can get space through screening. I value your screening ability. Do we talk about, Jalen Brunson can
is better than James Harden?
Okay, but on the other end of that screen is a ball handler who can manipulate the pick and roll, and that's where James Harden's value goes through the roof, generating offense.
Jalen Brunson's better than James.
I'm not saying Jalen Brunson's the wrong. I didn't say he was worse than R.J. Barrett and Malik Monk. I said he was worse than the second best player on a championship team. A guy who was drawing comparisons by very smart people to Scottie Pippen. A guy who Scottie Pippen himself said. This guy reminds me of
Is Chet better than Jalen Brunson?
Bro, when I saw him from Chet, I can't go that far. Just offensively, he's just so loose with the basketball. He's bumping him on the place. But if he puts on some weight, hell yeah. His defensive impact, holy shit. Not food at the rim.
Shit, you got a couple more teams?
I do have a couple.
You got put up
Spurs. Let's get into these next ones. Minnesota. We're talking about Minnesota. Golden State. Memphis.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I put him and Jaren Jackson in the same bucket, sort of. But he'd be marginally better than Jaren Jackson if he's not as soft. Yeah, I'll give this one.
So Jaws the second best player.
I'm comfortable with that. Yes.
I'm just making sure. But that's what Penn's about. Just making sure.
I'm telling you, like,
I put the press in your head. No, I don't.
Rose-colored glasses, because I was a big fan of his, and I watched some film break.
Oh, this guy is fucking
breaking down my own film, and like, he doesn't really process the court as well as I thought he would. He's really back.
That's the thing that I didn't give him enough credit for, and how well he processes it, how well he is playmaker that he is. I didn't give him enough credit for doing that. He's a lot better playmaker nowadays when he wants to strip him.
Yes, game manager that guys I think that's Gavin.
So, and I understand that you got to be looking good. Okay, so that's when the divide comes in. Like,
he's been right as that face of the league.
Okay, yeah, man. We got off of that real quick. But in 2025, they still didn't give him enough credit for how he gets downhill and is able to find guys.
I thought to buy Gatorade.
I didn't give him enough credit for him. He's a lot better than I give.
So Jacob better than Ja?
I'm comfortable saying that J-Dub would be the best player.
You are?
Yes.
I heard word on this. Every player J-Dub's better than Sway Barnes to somebody. But I'm right now. I'm getting out. If I'm not tripping, that's okay.
Well, you know,
You're not tripping. Hold on. Blame it convenient for y'all.
I've been on the wrong side of things plenty of times in my life. I'm doing it today. I just want to make sure I'm
Which one of you panelists was sitting up here trying to tell me that J-Dub might win final MVP? Was it you, Ron? Trying to put in that propaganda? Okay, so
I know J-Dub's not going to do a job. I was just not high in Frank.
John Moran, zero finals MVP. That's what we got to do with it.
J-Dub has 0 finals.
Let's be real. Every single player y'all brought up was the second best player for Jay, anyways.
Besides that,
Jalen Brown got the finals MVP. How many finals MVP does Jalen have, man? Zero.
Media is crazy.
Oh, okay. So now, let's just put it down, bro. At basketball, that's an easy basketball player. John Moran the best.
I don't know that.
The shit I play with.
Introducing the Hyundai Ioniq 9 all-electric 3-row SUV.
Yeah.
539 kilometers of range.
I'm not passing to nobody when I get it.
That means that's we get on the floor. We get on the ball.
What's that?
So we get on the floor. John Moran. That line is the best basketball player in that line. Who's the best basketball player?
You're going to run your offense to the job.
John is the guy that can run an offense.
But J-Dub is going to give you the most value.
You can be the home and not be the best basketball player.
He's going to lock down defensively. He's going to cut. He's going to hit open shots. He's going to offensively. He's going to do all the stuff that you need from a dirty work player. And he's going to guard 1-5. And he's going to be unstealable. How do you attack?
I'm not going to goddamn thing.
We watch defenses attack. Jokic, we watch defenses attack. Murray, we watch defenses attack. So many players. How do you attack this man? I want to know. How do you attack this man? We watch defenses attack Shea. Shay's a pretty good defender. He's a much better defender than Jalen. I'm saying those two.
But he was on this crew, and what he brings.
Fucking bounce,
He did a
bro.
great job with Triple J. I think that he could be the guy. Because I know he would.
He would.
I think he makes him substantially better. The Sanchez stuff.
I ain't got some shit.
He's clearly the third option. Clearly the third option. Wait, it's the third option. Say the third option. It's the third option. On the back, guys. But no, he might be. I still think that he's going to be the third option.
Okay.
What is option?
Welcome to the Burt Clark Club, right?
Third scoring option. So when we're drawing up plays, stuff like that. Yeah, maybe. That was set the third best player, but here's the thing, though. Even on teams, you are the third
I'm
best
done, bro.
or you could be the second best player, but still the third option.
I don't get the bone point someone. I'm
Yeah,
done.
that's what he was saying.
Fine.
And you'll still look like the third best player because all the small things that you do and stuff like that. Sometimes it doesn't show up in the stat sheet. We won't inflate you to be the third best player. Like, for instance, even Jacob's better than Shaq because of a lot of the scoring and stuff like that. Yeah, a lot of people push back and say that no, Shaq over it. J-Dub better too, Chess.
Holy fuck, this shit I fucking play with has to be studied.
Even earlier in the season, when J-Dub had better stats, he was still saying Jeff's better. Yeah, but you know he thinks J-Dub's better. So I don't know if J-Dub's better.
Well, let me fucking rise. Like, I'm holding square. Why the fuck am I not shooting the ball?
You got a Kyrie? Whoa! Oh! J-Dub is not better than Kyrie Irving. That's what you just said. I'm going to jump Kyrie was healthy.
This is so annoying.
No Kyrie hate here. Love Kyrie. I'm
Oh,
not
bro.
pretty seriously.
Yes. Is J-Dub better?
I got to factor Zion being super healthy and in shape.
Is Jada better?
If I'm the Pelicans, I'd trade Zion. I'll trade down to Zion for.
Is Jada better?
No, he's not better at basketball. No, he's not. Say that. He's not.
And that's if you didn't talk about Utah, me for the second. There we go. We got there. I mean, Portland. Is Jada better than any team?
Yeah.
It sounds like Jada for 25. I'll throw it in. Took about an hour. Yo, I want to transition to a couple of things we have to think something about. We got crunch time chats coming up here very soon. No, he said that was tonight. He said that was tonight.
I'll bet. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's going to ask my dad. All right, y'all. The Pacers president, Kevin
Nigga. The Bulgers.
will indeed miss the full season this next year.
I like Kevin Pritchard, but
He told us the sky is blue. He told us that you can drink water.
Okay, with this good conversation with Indiana, let's say next year. I don't explain, but let's just take this as argument.
No hunting for Wi-Fi, no hassling of local SIM cards. Full of life. Peace of mind, always.
Canadians like to back and log into summer, kind of like a Harvey seasoned chicken wrap. In fact, with your choice of grilled, buffalo, or crispy chicken, and just the way you like it.
Next year, they didn't move off from it. This team was like a friendly. So they ended up getting like 6 kids involved in the April. And they're top 5, top 6 seed in April. We're going to play them series. We get the team and bring it back to Terry's home at that point. I'll be so.
Hey, if they make it to May, I think it's
why do you think they traded their first pick back? Why do you think they got that 2026 first round pick back 3-4 days before Tyrese Halliburton got injured? I just thought the show was no job. You get injured, bro. I did. So why did they do that trade? When's the last time you've seen a trade in the middle of the finals? Make a trade like that. They're not even getting close to what?
Nigga.
Swap September did something.
I don't remember that. I think Boston did something similar, but it's like it was a very liquid trade for your pick back for this year when your franchise point guard is playing through Achilles, they call it, I don't know what they call it, they call it hamstring, right? But Dr. Schroeder, breaks down.
Oh my god. This fucker just went for a fucking limb.
This is Achilles stuff. And that's why
This
it's
fucking
Well,
nigga.
Achilles are next one.
Yes, I understand that. But if they knew that he could have this, we've already seen Tim Parker. We've already seen, Jason Kidd go down. We've already seen Damian Lillard go down. Them trading for this pick is so damn suspicious. Let's look like 3 days later, it's gone down for the season. And oh wow, that 2026 first round pick became super valuable. They looked at the league. They knew this was a possibility. I swear to God, they did.
All right, y'all. So something else that happened yesterday was speaking of Devin Booker. And the Suns have agreed to a 2-year, $150 million extension through 2030. Not so much. Well, 75 bills on low limit.
Sir, you've been there, what are we in, 25? Been there since what? One decade. You can see, been 15. Yeah, since 15. So, yes.
Look at what he was doing to Suns. And with that being said, too, obviously the Suns are in the midst of a transition. They just signed Kemper. They just traded for Jalen Green, drafted Malu Watch, made some other acquisitions, but they are currently in the process of buying out Bradley Beal. And word on the street is that the Clippers are not going for Bradley Beal, but they might be grabbing Chris Paul back. So how do you feel about both these guys?
I can agree with
Chris
that.
Paul and
Back with James Harden again. Chris Paul's made it clear that this is the last season. Probably done after this season. I think that's good. And me, I've said this conversation on Saturday. talk nearly as much about how good of a basketball player Bradley Beal is, and what he fit, like how he fits in that Clipper team. If he can stay healthy, yes, he's better than Norman Powell. Yes, let's go.
Bradley Beal.
Bradley Beal, yes.
How is he better than Powell?
Yes, I think he's. Well, first of all, in terms of the back one, he's younger. That's number one. Number two,
Are they on the same age?
I'm about to put him younger than like
Lag.
a year or two. I'm not talking. I know Norman Powell's 32.
Bradley Beal was 32 and 10 today.
Okay, so then I thought he was younger than 32.
When is 32 or 30? They're about the same. Yeah, we need to see some dates.
Okay, so they're the same age. All right,
The 34 dates difference.
So basically, all right. So let's take the age. Let's take the age.
Wait.
Okay. Okay, so let's take the age. So Norman Powell, one, just like Bradley Beal, screen scorer. But Bradley Beal, I think, is much better one-on-one player. I think he's much better than shooting. I think he's. I
Fuck.
stopping my game is way different. I think he's a better athlete than Norman Powell is as well. And I also think that he can score. I think he can score in different ways than Norman Powell does. And on defense, I think that he can way more than Norman Powell does on defense. Norman Powell gets lost a lot, especially when I go to defense. Last season when I watched him, he gets lost a lot, and I understand Norman Powell. But Bradley Beal, on the other hand, on ball, I think it's a lot more than Norman Powell. I think he's overall a better player than Norman Powell. And I think he fits better in this Clippers team. I'll give Bradley Beal nearly enough credit as a good basketball player that he is. And what he's done as good as a basketball player. Like I told you before, man, he averages 17 games, third guy, he's injured. Get bad back.
I agree with you. I think Bradley Beal is better than Norman. Mostly just because of the ISO score. I think he's a better ISO scorer.
Spun Charles, nothing absorbs like it. French or sweet salty when it comes to Nature Valley, which camp are you in?
Other than that, I mean, but I do think that like some places, if this happened last year, I think Brad provides a lot more in that series against the Nuggets when Norman was kind of falling asleep. Yeah, I think Bradley was better. I don't agree with the things that Chip thinks Bradley was better. I actually think Bradley was better. When you're making $53 million and not living up to it, you tend to get into ratings as well because you're less valuable than how much you are. Now Bradley was not doing close to. He's going to be a better player. Just not equal.
Is it because of the money laws or is he actually better player?
He's a better player. I just think he's a better player. I think you decide to
Shit.
you're under formula contracts that you really so people won't acknowledge, oh, Bradley Beal's actually good. It's like Bradley Beal's making a third of our cap to do this. It's like he's not worth that. So now he's worse than all these other guys. It's like, no, it's probably not. Like Bradley Beal, if everyone in the NBA was on a minimum contract, I don't think anyone would be saying Norman Powell's better. James Harden, I think James Harden's going to help. He's going to help Brad out. I think that helps Brad kind of maybe turn the clock back. Not averaging 30, but help Brad out.
I think that back end slowed him down. I think that back end really slowed him down. Kind of forgot. Coupled with the money that he's making, it deterred our attention to how good he is as a bucket, how good he is in transition. And just an overall scorer, like a three-level scorer that he is. I love everything about Bradley Beal. So,
All right, Shaq.
This nigga.
All right, chat. Everybody viewing right now. It's time to get into these crunch time chats. The last portion of every hour, we will be reading you guys' super chats. You guys will be steering the direction of the show. So come on, chat. Back with it. Let's get into it. DSG Piccolo said another day of the offseason to say crazy, but not too crazy. Take. So, Wiggin will be the second best rim protector this season, with 4 score middies and all but with third best defense in the league still. I think the Blazers have a chance to be one of the elite defenses. Third, I think it's tough because you've got OKC, Orlando, and Houston. But When you look at Demi, Tamani, Donovan Clinton, Drew Holiday,
Serious defense.
serious defense right there. I love Clinton. Second best rim protector in the league. Me personally, I think we'll be in trouble with that time now for a little while. But Donovan Clinton is amazing. He looks like the biggest player in the league. I say that every time. He looks like the biggest player. He's
Second best rim protector in the league. Is that what you said? So second best behind him. And
obviously,
Chet's got something to say about that. He's not forgetting Anthony Davis is chilling in Dallas. And Rudy Gobert still exists. Evan Mobley is an elite rim protector. So there's a bunch of rim protectors who are waving, going, hello, over here. But chill, the mass stuff, Donovan Clinton is huge. I don't even
he's listed at like 7'2", but I don't know. He's the biggest human in the NBA to me.
He's wide though. His shoulder from the grass, his chest, the whole body is filled out. I think that's the only pushback
Excellent.
about the chick. You're not going through Donovan Clinton. Like you know what I'm saying? So
He has a fouling issue, right?
So he's 7.
he has to figure it out. So also maybe time. Chet might be better with time. And I just think like you see like a guy, let's use Anthony big, size wise and super athletic kid when he was young. And Chet turns around into that, he's probably gonna do Chet. Now when Clinton turns around, it's not like you know what I'm saying, you should feel that. Yes, it's hit that brick.
I still got 29, so I don't know what the fuck you guys want to dick with me. Look at your big all kind man.
So he's 7'3", 290. And Zach Edey is 7'4", 300-ish.
Zach Edey's huge.
Donovan Clinton's bigger to me.
He does look bigger. Yeah, he does.
Looks bigger than Zach Edey.
Yeah, I don't know. I said this. How many look Clinton, to me, every time he looks up to the court, he looks like the biggest player in the court. I'm aware of Zach Edey's measurables. He weighs more and is taller. He looks bigger. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I'm not saying he's objectively bigger. I'm aware he's not. But he looks bigger to me.
Broad shoulders.
And the hoodie, larger. Some throws there, stuff. Throws.
People look bigger than their heads are small. It's fact. It's fact. You have seen people who are like 5'9" and you look at them at 6 foot.
Like Jalen Brunson.
Jim Brunson actually looks 5'6".
He got a big ass head.
Right now, the same thing, But John Brandon,
He's the biggest person in the league. Like, if you just put every huge NBA player on the court together, and you said you don't know their measurables, compared to the biggest person out here, 84% of people will point at Donovan. I guarantee it. 84% of people will point at Donovan. You put him on the court with Chet, Wemby, Zach Edey, who else is that really big in the NBA? They just drafted Yang. He's another big guy. But all of those guys, you put them all on the court, point to the biggest guy out there, you put points to him. That's my evidence.
All right, y'all. Tupac Westside said, "I can see the Magic doing great next season." Also, Chill, is it crazy to say that MJ was a very underrated passer? Not only like James, Magic, Stockton, etc., but definitely underrated.
No, it's not. I don't think people underrate MJ's pass because don't put him in conversations. Like you just talk about match and stuff like that. Jordan's a great pass. One of the best passes in the league when he played. But it got overshadowed by the flight. He got less scoring. But Jordan's a fantastic passer. Yes. And he got more hands.
That's purely just possible.
I think he's at the top of the list. Yes. Probably got about 2 guys, Brian,
Harden?
James Harden.
James Harden's better than him.
As a distributor, yes. But I don't think James Harden's a two guard. It's a combo guard. But that's what we're doing. If we're saying James Harden's a two guard, James Harden I think is a Mark, you can probably have this conversation if you want, but I think James Harden is a tier above Jordan. I don't think that given
Dwayne Wade. Jordan's about passing Dwayne Wade.
yes.
You think he's about passing the manager now? I'm also angry with you.
I think he's selfish to a willing and so is Jordan too. I think those standards. But I think what we're
But hey, I'm winning though. Because I got 40. That's all that matters. Nothing else matters but scoring the ball.
I think Miles Jordan was better at manipulating defense in traffic.
He's not a better passer than Mr. P.
I mean, how many guys are better than this?
Not a
Look
lot.
at two guards. How many players are better than this?
Well, we're talking about two guards right now.
Actually, I'm doing that.
Two guards. MJ is the greatest player of all time. There's no way in hell I'm taking him over Mr. P. I'm not taking him over I'm not taking him over Harden.
Tracy McGrady.
I'm not taking him over
He's a better vaccine choice.
I don't think he's about passing Dwayne Wade. I don't think he's about passing the team. I don't think he's about passing the team. I don't think he's about passing Dwayne Wade. Andrew Ginobili. James Harden.
What do you think to that on Boston? I watched
I leave Kobe out of it, but I don't think he's about passing Kobe either. So I think he's a great passer. I don't know, maybe I'm underrated. I think one of those guys that is.
Slightly late.
I don't think T-Mac is close, and I don't think Manu is close. I think that kid.
And I think that's what separates them. I think we're going to know that. I think better in traffic. I think he's better at
Fuck.
on a dime in traffic. But Jordan was fantastic on a dime, especially off the dribble. One hand. Not with the weak.
Why is this
One
nigga?
hand was fantastic on a dime. But I don't think he was better than Manu. I think he looked different because he was left-handed. I think Jordan in traffic. I think he's better than Tristan Brady. Getting around big guys. Addition to guys like Hartsman, especially looking off the defense and shifting the defense. He got a ball. I think he got that from the University of North Carolina. With that being said, I think Tracy McGrady is a good passer. But I think Dwayne Wade, I think about guys like Dwayne Wade, Jordan was a better passer. Just to figure out the scope of defense, read defense better. Brian also, I think Brian skies a lot more than Jordan did. And I think that was largely due to one beat that dude. Like Jordan, he conformed to the triangle, and conforming to the triangle, I think he saw how much more wide open the offense was. No.
That's me. I have to bring that.
I'm saying that because of willingness. Looking at the ability to actually make the pass, I think Kobe's better. But if you want to hold it against Kobe that he wasn't as good, I'm fine conceding. T-Mac, T-Wade, well, we're not going to bring up Manu again, because I think we're probably all on the same page.
I'll give you Manu. Yes, I'll give you Manu, for sure.
But T-Mac is the beat. He said it for cities.
I think this week is going to go 2 hours.
But T-Mac and Dwayne Wade, I'm going to start with Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade, especially our pick and roll, the ability to consistently make the reads, the interior passes that he was making in the crowded paints, while also being able to, he can make jump passes just like Jordan could. That was Jordan's go-to. Jordan's go-to was the jump pass. That's why fundamentals, he was kind of anti-contact Jordan. Like, Jordan can make those jump passes, but T-Wade can make jump passes, he can make laydowns, interior passes. The full court outlets, that's something that Jordan was not throwing. T-Wade was throwing full court outlets with regularity. The accuracy on low passes, like all of the variety of passes that Dwayne Wade was throwing, like, in my opinion, trumps MJ in a different capacity. And then I'm looking at, for me, the most valuable passes are going to be the interior. T-Wade's making that with regularity. And then in the pick and roll stuff, like I said, T-Wade to me is not a question. Tracy McGrady, I don't know if it's because he hasn't won it. I'm not saying neutral. I don't know if because he hasn't won anything or whatever the case may be, ring culture, all that stuff. His skill set is one of the best ever. When we talk about a two-guard passing, we're talking about a 6'8", 6'9" two-guard who like Gordon, could see over the defense. He can see over the defense. You've got a ball in the post for Tracy McGrady. I'm watching multiple games, playoff series, where they're doubling the post and Tracy McGrady is blitzing. Go watch that 0-1 playoff series against the Milwaukee Bucks. They couldn't double team Tracy McGrady.
51.
He was flying. That's what was happening. We're talking about someone who can find gaps
I
in
love
defenses
this.
that aren't even there. He's looking up defenses. He's manipulating.
I'm him. 40 shots is a lot of shots, but I'm shooting like over a 6'10" nigga. And this red-haired freak keeps doubling me because he only has 33 and I have 50.
Throwing heads in transition. T-Mac wasn't throwing the full court outlets like Dwayne Wade. Like Dwayne Wade's kind of ahead of his time in that regard, I guess. But I'm looking at those guys, and that's a level above MJ. I think MJ's in that with Kobe. Depends how you feel about Clyde Drexler.
Can you say it about Jerry West? Can the count
If Jerry West is a player, but I would probably
All you shit-ass niggas need to get the fuck off the game. This shit's not for you shit-ass people.
Okay. Yeah. Shit.
Get off the fucking game, you shitters.
If somebody wants to hear more about it, send those super chat. We'll get back into it. Big O said, the one we hope hands out is Thomas Sorber. Thomas is just the icing on the cake.
And guess what? You know who else was the icing on the cake? Giannis. He was the icing on the cake. Jabari Parker was the guy that they wanted. He was the guy. Giannis was insurance. Let's be clear on that right now. So,
I'm so emotional right now.
I apologize. So Jabari Parker was the guy. Giannis was insurance for him. And then to come to find out, honestly, that was
Middleton would be really getting out of it.
Yeah, just making it up to Ox because that's what Jim J-Dub is better than Jim Brown. Just making him feel better. That's the right. Yeah, say it again too.
Ronald.
This is a ruin this good. No matter what you say.
All right. Ronald sent through a super chat and said, apparently, both Cam Thomas and Covey was $30 million a year from their teams. But
Get the fuck out of here. I'm not paying Cam Thomas $30 million a year.
Cam Thomas and Covey. They're not worth $30 million.
The fuck?
Do you think the Warriors are not sure you get what happened to me?
What has he gotten?
I don't know.
I think that's why they only offering 18 because maybe that's what his market is right now.
Chill, you know how every time you talk to LeBron, you say next time I see you boxing.
Yes.
That's going to be Kuminga and CJ McCollum. We're negotiating a bullshit ass deal, bro. These guys got messed up.
Well, Penn, do you think, like, regardless of that, do you think Jonathan Kuminga, and I think Jonathan Kuminga is better than
Canadians like to pack a lot into summer, kind of like a Harvey seasoned chicken wrap. Packed with your choice of grilled, buffalo, or crispy chicken, and top just the way you like. Pack Harvey's wraps into your summer.
Yes, sir, ski.
Makes online prep refills easy. So your HIV prevention? Never.
Whoa, HIV prevention ads. That's crazy.
But I don't know if 30 mil is the right range for him anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't see it for him right now. If you base it off potential, and if you go into a team where I can guarantee you this coach can utilize you, then I can see it that way. But a long-term deal, giving 30 mil a year, I don't know yet.
So this will kind of mess me up, Ox. Because the value is always fluctuating with these guys. We've seen your Sacramento Kings salary dump Davion Mitchell. And we've seen my Toronto Raptors salary dump Davion Mitchell again. Now we've seen him get 2 years, $24 million. Make it make sense. We've seen Dennis Schroeder get salary dumped multiple times. Bro was on 4 teams in like 4 hours. And now he gets $45 million. So I'm saying your market is whatever people are willing to pay you in that moment, right? And right now, it just doesn't seem like there's a lot of people willing to bend over backwards to go into the apron, potentially luxury task. I think it's just a lot of people freaked out about the financial implications of going deep. And you look at a guy like Jonathan Kuminga, you look at a guy like Josh Giddey, these aren't the guys on the level of Franz Wagner where they're moving your roster. They're just guys. Like, they're guys. They're nice to have. They're cool. They're young. They might have potential, but I don't think anyone sees them as franchise players. And I think that's why they're struggling to get $30 million. Because right now, it seems like you see a couple of years ago when Mikal Bridges went to like 5, 6 first-round picks.
Yes.
And you've seen like just a few weeks ago that Desmond Bain went for like 4 first-round picks in a swap. We just seen Norman Powell get traded for a second-round pick. Just don't. We seen John Collins go. These guys are way more John Collins, Norman Powell than they are Desmond Bain. You know what I mean? I don't think if the Knicks do that Mikal Bridges thing again, I don't think they're giving up 5 first-round picks for him.
Yeah. Looks like
like shit. The Nets were looking for 2 first-round picks for Cam Johnson. They settled for 1 and a bad contract. The market's changing. So these guys
it's not changing. It is completely different. This Abram shit, it didn't change up everything. It's just not working anymore. It's just not. No, 3 years ago, he would have had this bread from somebody.
But I'm gonna say this. I believe in him. I don't know why. I don't know why. Oh, for sure.
Yeah. You know what though, because it's just hard for me. I know Mark says he likes to just talk about the ball, kind of keep the business out, and I'm kind of like that too because it's weird for me when I see like 30, you got 130, but then when you say only 17, like I'm not rich, you know what I'm saying? So when I hear that, I'm just like, it's a lot of money. And so it's hard for me to like put it in the context like they're giving people $70 million a year. Think about it as a fair deal. So like let's take the size of the contract and say it was fair. So if I'm a player in the league, and I know we got to move on. A fair deal is what the market do. What a guy that's playing at the level that I'm playing. That's a fair deal for me, as opposed to okay, you're lowballing me because you don't want to pay. That's unfair. Yeah. Right? So I feel like a lot of this, like what's going on with Kuminga? What's his market? Like Kuminga, are we paying more potential? Okay, he's been with Golden State for 4 years now. What's the market for him? Is he a $35 million guy? I don't know.
Part of your salary is like who you bringing in. Now, I don't know who said it, I forget it right now. I think it was Magic Johnson who said the only superstars in the league are the people who can sell out the rival arena. Right? So there's money involved here, right? There's audience involved. There's a business involved.
Woo!
They're selling for $10 billion. These players, it's built on their backs. They're the ones advancing the game and popularizing the game. I don't know any kid out there in the playground practicing to be Genie Bus. I see him practicing to be LeBron.
Because business is big.
Oh, so being rich and being born into it, that's cool. That's cool. So what I'm saying is, like, these players are driving a lot of value. Historically, though, the Timothy Moss guys were getting paid. You know, the Alan Krabs were getting paid. Those dudes were getting paid. I feel like this deal, the way they've set up their restriction things, is they're only paying the top guys. And depending on how you think about it, that's probably how it should be. Because those are guys bringing in like 95% of the value. I'm gonna be honest. If Powell and Franz not playing, I'm not really watching that game. I'm not. If I bought tickets to go to that game to watch the Orlando Magic, I'm watching those 2 dudes. I'm not watching one of them out. For real?
Yeah. If I don't see Paulo and Franz, that's what you should do.
If they pull up before you find out before the game that Francis is playing, you're like, yeah, Paulo's still playing. I still be making paid. God, man.
I'm gonna be no. It's gonna be the opposite. It's gonna be like, damn, I was trying to play, but shit, I need to watch some good basketball. That's me. You like I told you about that. I need to go watch the Clippers play. Nobody. Yeah. But you know what happened? Norman Powell and Jeremy Grant were on the show. This nigga's almost like this. I know
You go see some good basketball. I know I'm a big fan.
Yeah, of course, Rob. We spent a lot of money. It was fine. The whole family. We all spent a lot of money.
Talking about us.
I just want to
see the bitch trying to spend no money in them cheap ass tickets.
Oh, shut the hell up. Only time I ain't had some good seats when I went to go watch the Kings play first round of the playoffs. I was in third round.
No, the recession was a greedy ass. I like those big ass easy
basketball and sports in general is big business. And you don't have to be
Oh my God,
on the field to get paid. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of athletes that get paid in sports. You know what I'm saying? Study that. If you're not an athlete, if you're not fast, you're not big, if you're not strong, you can still be paid in sports. You know what I'm saying? And just do it the right way. You know what I'm saying? Study the books, study the game. Do your thing. You can get money in here. You know what I mean? You know, it's okay if you're on the plane right here, like, I want to be the next G plus. I want to be the next anybody. I want to be the next.
Fuck is this nigga doing?
It's out there. There's money for you. You don't got to be on the field. You don't got to be on the court to get that money. Instead,
You don't want to model yourself after King Bus. You want to model yourself
Bro.
after Side.
that's my bad. I'm never screwed out.
And say, okay,
That's real, man. I never want to be the thing. Like, I don't
you
want
want
to
to
be
be King Bus?
I don't want to be Scotty Ball. I want to be. Okay, what's the problem with Jenny Buss? Because she was born into money. I think
For that.
I think we're too advanced in life and too advanced in just our, everything. We're too advanced to be like, oh man, I hate the kid that is of silver spoon. Oh man, you know what I'm saying? That's okay. You were born into it. That's cool. But you can work. You can grind. You can get there. Like, you don't have to shoot a jump shot to get paid.
All right, y'all. We gonna move on. My man Terry Lane.
I'm so sick of this shit, bro.
And then he followed up becoming a member. I seen him on Super Chat. And he said, I just started watching y'all boys, and I can't lie. Y'all got something special going on right now. But I gotta see y'all do an all-decade team, first and second team. So, Ox gonna be a minute.
That would be do something like that. You don't have to do that. Yeah, I was gonna say, but this decade. Yeah, we have.
Yo!
Right now, it'd be 2000.
Oh my, yeah. It's my last game. I'm getting off, bro. That's not real.
Maybe you guess no. Maybe it's good for them. For some decades, you might have to get a 14.
I'm so done with this shit, bro.
15 best players. 20 to 25%.
Wait, so are we doing like all NBA teams first positions, or are we doing point guard shooting basketball?
We should do it.
Oh, okay, then. Oh, I think you got to be positions.
It's some fucking bullshit.
Switch positions. All NBA teams got positions. On top of that, you have trouble trying to figure out what James Harden is. That's what it is with everything. He's okay. Okay, now,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. It's Jason Tatum small ball or is he powerful? He's just like
Alright, time for this. Fuck, I'm done. Hold on, tired or something.
It's by the way, guard.
I think positions are outdated.
I
understand my way to listen out much more. That's your position. But I don't care.
Okay, but we're gonna listen. Can't you guard in the league?
Try to get out of here, bro.
Well, Biggs, power forwards, and some of them so Giannis.
Okay, so now this is a big and
Can we create a new position for all these jumbo creators and just call it the jumbo three? Like literally. Just some position as archetype. It is an
Nigga.
archetype as well as it is a position.
I'm not shot the ball yet.
A lead guard.
So Magic Johnson is no longer a point guard.
Yeah, so here's what I'm saying. What
I should have shot
this debate you follow on who's the greatest point guard of all time. I guarantee you it's not a typical point guard.
I don't care about that. This shit is so true. Why did it take me 10 years to shoot?
Flodex and DHX. Fox's thin gravity shots. The Flodex 2 and DHX 2 have dominated World Cup DH and Euro Podiums since their launch. Now,
That's it.
redesigned for robust monotube design, increased durability, and pressure balancing for unmatched control. Whether air or coil, X2 shocks redefine performance at the highest level of competition. The X2 family are the world's first four-way adjustable monotube outlet shocks. The move to monotube improves durability, reduces aeration, and allows full pressure balancing. One of the design goals on the big Float X2 and DHX2 was to close the performance gap on the award-winning Grip X2 4th Like Group X2, we prioritize pressure balance, which maintains a low positive pressure in the damper, allowing a much faster damper response time to trail and rider movements. That positive pressure in the damper prevents cavitation and deviance oil aeration, both which can negatively affect performance of the shot. Pressure balancing also provides meaning the rigor the bike behaves more predictable.
Oh, why is this 5.9 and keep bargaining?
The moves and monotube to support pressure balancing also gave us an opportunity to upgrade the main shaft diameter from 9.5 millimeters to 12.6
fucking troll.
for even more strength. A larger base valve and more individual valves in these two shocks, combined with this pressure balancing tube, means that the shock now performs at the same level as the Grip X2. The X2 shocks retain their legendary four-way adjustability, giving riders precise high-speed, low-speed compression, plus high-speed, low-speed.
What is my center now?
Now, adding precise air volume tuning down to 1 cc air volume spacers, the Float X2 becomes the most tunable air shock on the market, putting the control in riders' hands and giving them the adaptability needed for the World Cup circuit or the trail scheme in the backyard. For coil, the all-new DHX2 features the same pressure balance controls as the Float X2, delivering unmatched small lug sensitivity and ultra-low friction, all in a long group coil design. Whether you're charging rock guards or landing big hits, the DHX2 delivers smooth, consistent performance everywhere. With the performance advantages of pressure balancing and four-way adjustability coupled with the increased durability of the monotube design, Float X2 and DHX2 are the winning difference for enduro and downhill riders.
Can I do this for 30 days? Can I? My name is Chris Spencer. I'm 57 years old, and I'm taking the Beyond 30-Day Challenge. I'm excited. It's way healthier because I'm telling my family that I'm kind of nervous. I'm afraid of the state test. I thought I was going to have trouble eating some of these vegetables. Let's go 30-Day Challenge week 2, and I have made this a super better than good because my daughter ate it, and we're talking about the pickiest eating. I'm excited for me because the week 3 scale is showing me like results coming up just because the meat made me sluggish. I feel great. And look, I don't hurt my floor. I'm lying, I didn't hurt my floor, but my knees do feel better. And my hand week 4 was incredible.
Yo.
And
Alright.
I love my It's beautiful. It's good. It's nice. It may be here to stay.
Okay, unless you're sure down, in which case maybe it is. I don't know. John's up your list. Then I know. But when you say Steph, that's not a typical point guard. I'm sorry. That's not how point guard is supposed to play. Draymond has been largely the point guard of the Golden State Warriors for a long time. Andre Iguodala did a lot of that. Sean Livingston did a lot of that. They've had a lot of standard terms. Steph did some too, but it's not John Stockton. It's not Jalen Brunson, pound basketball. There's a lot of off-ball stuff. We're not used to seeing point guards do that. And it's the same thing with Magic Johnson.
There you go. Brother, what?
What does it say about the position? If the two best players who ever played the position were basically nothing like how you define the position. I'm sorry, Patrick Jones, Mike Conley. That's who you define as a point guard, pure point guard, whatever the hell you want to call it. Chris Paul might be the best pure point guard in that typical sense in NBA history. Because he's
So for Jokic is not typical sense. That's my issue is
Yo.
a style of play to a position. I just think a position is just what you're listed at. The style of play is just how you play. If you're a point guard and you play like Steph Curry, you're listed on point guard, you're just a point guard. If you're a point guard and you play like Tyus Jones, you're just a point guard. But if you got to play the same position, you just play different. Tim Duncan was listed at center for more of his career than power forward. But yeah, he's still listed as a power forward in most of his analysts, which I have no problem with because he power forward. But like, there's no difference in the way he was the ball. He can still play like Tim Duncan. Giannis is listed as a power forward, but if Giannis moves to the 5 and 2, I have no problem just saying, no, Giannis is a center. He hasn't changed, but he still does.
That one passing was
Positions are just for everyone. Positions are just for everyone listed at so that when it's on the box score, they have something to put next to their name. Like, that's all it is. Like, I've gone back and watched enough games from 1964. It wasn't called point guard, shooting guard, point forward. They just have guards, forward, center. Right. That's what they have. And then they change it so that they can have a link. And that's it. It's not a definition.
Well, see, that's the thing, Mark.
Nigger. Nigga. Holy fuck. Nah, that was. I'm done, bro. I lost it because fuck shit.
That's why he played on the That's why he played on the ball. Jerry West had the ball in his hands.
I'm calling timeout before he steps out. And then let me call timeout. You got it, though. If someone's about to go out of bounds, you can't call timeout. The animation has to play out. Dumb fucking monkey game.
So now he plays next to James Harden. James Harden is the point guard. Kyrie's the two. He plays next to Luka. James Harden. Luka's the point guard. Kyrie's the two guard. Luka leaves and now Kyrie's the point guard. Kyrie hasn't changed. It's just position on the box score has changed. There's games even this year when Luka's not there. They have Dante Exum as the point guard and Kyrie is the two guard. I guarantee you watch that game. Kyrie had to put more than Dante Exum. It's just whatever they list you at. A position is not a definition. Oh, if you play the two guard, you have to do this.
Fucking can I get it? Why are you jumping for the rebound? Oh, God, so dumb.
There, everything we do for pros is designed to help you save time and money. From paints formulated for great coverage and height, to same-day or next-day delivery, and everyday low pricing guaranteed only at the Home Depot. We're committed to help you finish every job efficiently, so you can move on to the next one.
No, that's just what we're listed at so that people have a reference point. That's it. There's no definition of if you play the two, you have to be able to shoot. So I'm watching Dwayne Wade be one of the 5 best two guards ever, and he had no 3-point shot to allude to. But he's not a worse two guard than Reggie Miller. You will know that. Dwayne Wade was more of a point guard than a two guard, typically. Because he was someone who handled the ball, he ran pick and rolls, he did all of that initiation. You got 09 Dwayne Wade. He practically played point guard. They're cheating with Mario Chalmers. Mario Chalmers is more of a point guard than Dwayne Wade. He's not. But Mario Chalmers was listed as a point guard, and Dwayne Wade was listed as a two guard. How is Mario Chalmers more of a point guard than I? It's because he comes
guard, Mars. That's what Larry Brown.
But then Steph Curry just small forwards. Steph Curry just guards the weakest offensive player. Steph Curry just guards the weakest offensive player. He plays against the Rockets. He got it. He Tucker is corner. So he's a power forward. Yes, that's what I'm doing. Absolutely. Yes. Yeah, play basketball. That's it.
No, that's
exactly Kevin Durant plays the four. It's his job the same as LeBron James, who also plays the four.
Oh,
Is his job the same who also plays the four? Is his job the same as Giannis, who also plays the four? Is his job the same as Paolo, who also plays the four? On some teams it is. On some teams it is.
This is the positions were introduced after all game. And you actually see the game play out, understand. Bill Russell did not play the same position as Will Chamberlain, did not play the same. We can see that Jerry West played 2, played 1. It didn't functionally change in the years when he was listed at 2, in the years when he was listed at 1. Still a great player, still a great passer, still doing a lot of the same stuff. Okay, so I think the way basketball is being played today, more so than ever, it's just 5 dudes. It's 5 dudes, and they're constantly switching places. I told you Miles Turner was the 3, and Aaron Neesmith was the stretch 5, and Pascal Siakam was the point guard, and Tyrese Halliburton was the 2. It really don't matter, because last I checked, Tyrese Halliburton ain't guard players. So Larry Brown's project is in the toilet. And, typically, Tyrese Halliburton doing the same thing, kind of guarding the weakest guy. It's Andrew Nembhard who's playing the 2.
Nigga.
He's the point guard. He's been point guard forever. And he can easily, step in. He will step in this year as a point guard. I'm just saying, it's 5 guys. It's 5 guys. It's pick up on the road. This is all it is.
Everybody on the floor has a very similar skill set, which is not true. Not always.
No, he's saying your skill set isn't limited to a position. That's what he's saying.
Actually, yes.
If you're a center, you can pass like nothing. You're still a center. And if you're a two guard, you can't shoot. You're still a two guard. Right. That's what he's saying. Your position is your skill set isn't limited to a position.
That's LeBron James. That's the future.
by LeBron James.
Okay, chill.
All of
Chill.
the
We
wins,
really so.
Chucky LeBron.
That's no shit. He ask you this. You said the mutual NBA is a bunch of niggas running around. Chill, like you got 5 years ago, I wouldn't have been able to adopt this. And it would have been me who up your fight more things with the nigga. Chill. We gotta do away with the old way thing. Positions have now resolved into everybody doing multiple things. You just play to your skill set. Now I do get it. Like Mario Chalmers was the point guard of that team. Mario's right.
LeBron is made with a point.
Like traditionally, you would did have positions where you had a small forward, who hit shooting guard, doing all ball bigs, you had your point guard ready to send up. That has went away, chill. You now have primary offense.
Oh.
And you got also.
Fuck!
But you got chill.
What you guys are trying to suggest to me is that all we do is we got 5 guys on the floor, and with these 5 guys on the floor, all of you guys, there's really nobody who does anything specific. All of you guys do the same thing. And you might do it better.
It's not what you're understanding.
Yeah.
If you're the best rebounder on the team, and you're a forward, then you're the best rebounder on the team, and you're a power forward. If you're the best rebounder on the team, and you're a center, then you're the best rebounder on the team, and you're a center. The point guard doesn't have to be the best rebounder on the team. If they are, then that's what they are. Well, move on. What we are saying is that your best skill set doesn't define your position. If you are the best passer on the team, that does not mean that now you are the point guard. Nikola Jokic is the Nuggets' best passer. That does not now mean that he's not a center. Nikola Jokic, if he was a worse rebounder, does not mean he's not a center. He's a bad rim protector. He's still a center. Jared Jackson is a power forward who doesn't rebound. It doesn't matter what your skill set is. All that matters is that you're levelized in the position and your skill set is maximized on the court. If you're a point guard like Steph Curry and you're better without the ball than you are with the ball, you're still listed as our point guard. But guess what? We're going to get a power forward in there who's not a typical power forward, but he can initiate offense and run stuff for us so I'll be maximizing offense. That does not mean Steph's not a point guard. That does not mean Draymond not a power forward. It just means they have skill sets that determine what they do on the court. If you have a skill set that means you should have the ball running pick and rolls, then you're going to be on the court running pick and rolls. That does not mean you're a point guard or a 2 guard or a small forward or whatever the case may be. If you watch the Heat with Dwayne Wade and LeBron James, and you try to suggest to me that Mario Chalmers was the point guard of that team and not Dwayne Wade or LeBron James, you're a liar. Watch Mario Chalmers not bring the ball up the court, sit in the corner and get ready to shoot a spot 3. Dwayne Wade and LeBron James are bringing the ball up every single time. So you go ahead and tell me what was Mario Chalmers' skill set that he made him a point guard. What was the reason Mario Chalmers was a point guard on that team? Enlighten me. What am I missing that Mario Chalmers was doing that says, yeah, he's the point guard and LeBron James is the power forward? Because even then, he wasn't a small forward in this. They moved Chris Bosh to the 5 and played LeBron at the 4. So LeBron wasn't even a small forward, which you were classifying. So what made LeBron not the point guard, not the small forward, made him the power forward on that team? And what made Mario Chalmers the point guard? Enlighten me. Let me know.
Let's go back to the statement. There wasn't any.
Canadians like to pack a lot into summer, kind of like a Harvey seasoned chicken wrap. Packed with your choice of grilled, buffalo, or crispy.
Anything we find has a specific point guard. However, with Mario Chalmers, he did handle the basketball a lot. He did initiate offense with Dwayne Wade. He was, I would say, the better ball handler, but he was a ball handler. But to your point, if Joker is the best passer on the team, he might not be the best ball handler on the team. That's why I got the lead guard. Which goes back to my original logic. You know, I told you, handle the ball better, you shoot the ball better. You're the biggest guy, not the biggest guy. You're the best passer on the team. You're the 5 man. You run the offense. You run the offense. Jamal Murray is the primary ball handler. You are the guy.
Steph Curry is the best unshooting better than everyone on this team. Yes, you have. You've done it for years. You've done it for years. Steph Curry handles the
That's
better.
not passing me the ball anymore.
Yeah, you do it for the point guard.
I missed.
Protection. Does he handle the better than Steph?
But he doesn't initiate offense.
So the Warriors don't have a power forward.
Jamal Murray doesn't pass like Joker. That doesn't
he said he handles better. That's what he said. But Steph does better.
Alright.
I said Jamal Murray handles better.
Yeah, Jamal Murray handles better. I'm saying
I'll
Steph
play D
handles
and
better.
just not pass.
But he's not the point guard.
I said he was the combo guard.
Yeah, he's not a point. That's not a position. A point guard, the positions are point guard, shooting guard, full power center. Point guard is not a position. Everyone wants to reference where it says CG. Anyone wants to reference where it says CG. Point guard doesn't exist. That's not a position. So when's he primarily play? So when's he play?
This nigga waits. This guy's a fucking idiot. Like,
Can't you fall between two positions? Can't you get combo forward?
That's not a position.
I don't think that's my reference.
But that's my point. Choose flopping on the positions. And in his whole argument about each position means something, he's making up new positions that don't exist. I'm not making up any position. Point guard is not a position. Why is it not? No NBA player in history is listed as a combo guard. Your own definition of positions, you're changing and adding new positions to try and quantify it. Okay, hold on. You're quantifying all the types of positions. Yeah, that means you have to play point and shooting guard. That's not a position. You're making my point. You're saying a combo guard can play point guard and shooting guard. You're saying they can play two positions. But I'm saying combo guard isn't a position. That's what I'm saying. And I'm not saying that it is a position. I'm saying that the guy plays. So what position is that?
hey, this is so true. Yeah, I'm just a fucking loser that can't do anything. Nigga. Slightly early? I was supposed to go through. Yeah, niggas just shit around the fuck on this fucking game. Fuck your assist.
We're making our point about archetypes. So combo guard players making our point about archetypes. Steph Curry is listed at the point guard, but because he can do multiple things to play on and off the ball, you're calling him a combo guard. I know what a combo guard is. You're saying he can do the things of a point guard and he does the things of a two guard. Yes, but what that means is that's not a position, like I'm saying. That's an archetype. When I'm making this whole point about positions, I'm saying the position is a label. What you do on the court is what you do, and that's point forwards. Point forwards are big jumbo creators who can initiate offense for you. LeBron James is a point forward. Giannis at this point might be considered a point forward. That's not a position. That's an archetype. What I'm saying is archetypes mean more than positions when defining how a player plays. The point guard position isn't a definition of how someone plays. The archetype.
Damn! Slightly early?
Meet the all-new Office 3.1 XC Red, Downcountry Ready, the evolution of lightweight performance now in a full-width 34 chassis for unmatched stiffness and suppleness. For years, XC riders had to choose whether it is weight saving for the stepcast design or push the limits with a heavier, longer travel floor. 34SL changes everything. Built to have the most technical XC and downcountry courses, it offers up to 130 miles of travel while remaining one of the lightest working spots. With 1,475 grams, the 34SL is just 3% heavier than the 34 stepcast, but gains 70% more torsional stiffness. How do we do it? A generically designed arch and 7,000 series of aluminum crown, engineered to boost strength while shaving every possible ground. The increase
Well, that's one though.
40% more than 34 stepcast.
Short little
This
stream.
means less friction, smoother suspension energy, and you have high speed and make ones. You'll feel the difference
Too
in
troll
every
for
turn,
me.
every decision, and every technical section. The grip SL takes XC damping to the next level. Designed specifically for short count performance, delivers a perfect balance of handling efficiency.
I should have just shot the ball.
You can climb faster, descend harder, and recover quicker. Our engineers also moved the bypass channels inward to reduce friction and improve small bump sensitivity, keeping the ride plush and efficient across the entire stroke. Every gram counts in endurance racing, and we refine every component for ultimate weight savings. With Bolt SL axle, a double-butted damper side stanchion, and a full-width lower design. Keeps the 34SL feather light while allowing up to 2.5-inch tires and 203mm rotors, something no stepcast road could offer. And now, Fox brings even greater efficiency to the XE ecosystem.
Nigga.
Twin-stick dual-function remote and lockup.
What the nigga? Fuck? Nah, I'm done. Yeah.
Suspension lockup controls into a
I'm
single,
done.
sleek, and intuitive design with low labor force, ultra-smooth actuation, and compatible with 2-position and 3-position lockout systems. Twin-stick lets you control 4 or
Yo.
at the same time. All while keeping
This
your hands
fucking
exactly
fucking serious.
when you spec Fox SL components, you get the lightest, most capable XC suspension system available, beating the competition by over 300 pounds, while offering up to 130 mils of travel. More travel, less weight, no compromises. The all-new Fox 34 SL, the XC4 for riders who demand more.
Use Scale e-commerce platform pay reliever when e-commerce platform pain strikes. Scale e-commerce platform pay reliever. It's a metaphor for a better e-commerce platform.
If you've got the John Stockton archetype, you've got the Damian Lillard, Gilbert Arenas archetype, and then you've got whatever other archetypes you want to throw out there. All of them fall under the same term of point guard. The point guard is the umbrella term. Then you've got the archetypes that are the sub-terms below that. That's all I'm saying. The point guard position is not a definition. There's not, the point guard does this. No. The shooting guard does this. No. The point guard is whatever you are listed as, and then your archetype is what you do. The John Stockton archetype is the playmaker, the one who initiates all the actions. That's his archetype. Then you've got the Steph Curry point guard archetype.
Yo, is this guy a fucking...
Then you've got the Mark Price archetype
Bro.
that is more scoring aggressive than...
I'm getting
That's
so...
that archetype. Then you've got the two guards. You've got the optimal two guards,
Don't
the
the
Reggie
ball,
Millers, the Boston Ray Allen, the Klay Thompson. Then you've got the combo two guards, the ones who can initiate offense, but also can play off the ball, the Kobe Bryants, the Evan James. Then you've got the more ball-dominant two guards, the Dwayne Wade's, the James Harden. All of them are...
I'm done, chat. You got it. I don't want to say this shit.
You've got the James Worthy archetype, then you've got the LeBron James archetype, then you've got the Kevin Durant archetype, then you've got the Scottie Pippen archetype, which might be closer to the LeBron James side, but however you want to decipher it. Then you've got power forwards. You've got the other power forwards like Dirk Nowitzki.
I'm done,
He's a
bro.
completely different archetype as a power forward to Tim Duncan, but they're both power forwards. Then you've got centers. You've got Jokic, Bill Walton. They're a completely different archetype of a center than Kareem, Hakeem, etc. Then you've got Ben Wallace and Rudy Gobert, who are a completely different archetype to Domantas Sabonis. Completely different archetypes. All of them are central. My point is, positions are overarching. That's just what you are listed as. The archetypes are how you play. The archetypes mean more than your position when we define what a player is. That's why you've got combo guards, all of that stuff. I'm not going to repeat it again. That's it. If you disagree with that, then you're just disagreeing with me to disagree.
Hold on. Right quick, man. Right quick, man. I do just want to add some historical context into this whole thing. Remember in the 70s, 80s,
Oh, 1 hour still.
it's not the same game. You guys switch up, OG, it's not the same. Back in the day, the reason why positions were so useful because the point guard was the shortest person on the floor. The shooting guard was the next tallest person on the floor. Steve Kerr, 6'2", if you would. Jordan, 6'6". Scottie Pippen, 6'8". Horace Grant, power forward. He was the next tallest person, 6'10". Then you had your center, Luke Walton. He was 7 foot. It also went by heights. That's not the case anymore. That's why Max Johnson was such an anomaly. That's why we were shocked because he was a 6'9" point guard. That's why we were so enamored with Ben Wallace because he was a shorter center who could still hold his own. Positions were particularly by your size. Nowadays, it doesn't matter. You're going to put your best, no matter how tall they are, Luke, Shea, LaMelo, you're going to put your best ball handlers, shooter, scorer, passer, whoever fits that whole bill as your point guard. You got tall point guards now. But then you'll also have your Casey Wallace or a small years ago. No, I just said that. Chill, but that was an anomaly. Today, now, chill. How many 6 point? We just heard LeBron and KD just say it. The small guards being rolled out of the game because you're going with all these small guys. You got centers now. Chet Holmgren
I'm
in
done.
the 2000s.
I might stream tomorrow, YouTube.
You're going to be a center, and you can't handle center duties, then you're going to just